it's great to be here, and I know we've got a bit of a mixed audience, so I've tried to vary the presentation just to try and fit all audiences. So when the presentation comes up, it will be a very brief 10 minutes in terms of what's available, who we work with, a wee bit about Scottish disability sport, and yeah, we'll just move along to the next slide, please. Here. There we go. So yeah, my name's Lynne Glen. I'm the Pathways Manager for Scottish Disability Sport. That means I've got the pleasure of supporting the regional network that we have across Scotland, and I'll speak a wee bit about them later on. Thank you, Graham, if you can move it along. Thank you. So yeah, as I said, a wee bit of a mixed bag. I know we have a very mixed audience today. We've got some parents, we've got some individuals and some professionals online. So I thought I'd just take the very brief opportunity to say briefly what we're about and what we do. Key contacts, we'll make sure that we give you enough time to take note of who your key contact is in your area, local authority or region, and also say a wee bit about our inclusion model that kind of drives and underpins everything that we do, and is a key component of a massive education and training programme that we have within Scottish Disability Sport, information about opportunities to participate, and the partnerships that we work with across Scotland. Next slide, please. So we are the governing body for disability sport in Scotland. We have 13 member branches across Scotland. We're hoping to increase that number. And again, I'll explain a wee bit more about them in a few slides' time. We lead inclusive sport in Scotland for participants, athletes, and individuals with physical, sensory or learning disabilities across all impairment groups. And we are also the governing body for a sport called boccia, which you may or may not be aware of, but if you want more information after this, we can certainly get that to you. It is a sport that has been specifically designed for people with cerebral palsy, so I won't say too much about it. I could spend a whole hour talking about boccia, but I won't do that today. We influence Scottish sport across the sector, so we're currently working with 37 governing bodies. When I say governing body, that means organisations such as Scottish Swimming or Scottish Athletics. So we're working with 37 of those organisations, 32 local authorities, each and every local authority in Scotland, to support, enable or influence inclusion, whatever it is we need to do, and support that delivery at a local level, and also we're the lead voice for disability sport and inclusion in Scotland for physical activity and sport for people with disabilities. Could you move us along, please? Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. You're doing a grand job. This slide just really demonstrates the need for why there has to be a particular focus for people with disabilities in Scotland, and it highlights that we have 21% of the population who have a disability. 4 in 5 disabled people have said that they want to take part. However, we're still underrepresented in terms of 20% of people with disabilities participate in physical activity compared to 52% of non-disabled people. So it tells us we've got a bit of work to do there in terms of either providing opportunities. There's many reasons, but it identifies that people with disabilities are underrepresented in Scotland, and also highlights the benefits that people can get. So we did a survey last year and 82% said they felt better physically. 71% said they felt more confident, and 67% felt they got more out of life just through engaging in physical activity and sport. But we also recognise there's barriers. So there are significant, 48% of people are living in poverty, and also 47% fear losing their benefits. So we're living in a society that really is penalising people for wanting to be active rather than encouraging them to be physically active. So that just highlights the need for Scottish disability sport, and hopefully we're working towards a utopia where we won't be needed and everybody will be inclusive in what they do, but we're not quite there yet. We have came a long way, but we're not quite there yet. Yep, can you move along, please? So this just re-emphasises the reasons why we all take part in sport, and people with disabilities are no different in terms of getting the physical benefits, psychological benefits, but for me it's widening and opening that door in terms of getting a network of friends and social network that combats isolation. and I think I'll be preaching at the converted when I'm saying these things, so if we can move along a wee bit. Thank you, Graham. This is our activity inclusion model, and it's really just about participant centred. This is what this diagram is saying. There are methods of inclusion, which is the 4 arrows, and I won't go into them just now, but really that outer green ring is saying that it doesn't matter if you're a teacher, it doesn't matter if you're a coach and a volunteer in a club, a youth club worker, any organisation, you've got a responsibility, and this activity inclusion model can help bring things to the table for that participant in the centre to enable them to be engaged in physical activity and sport. So then we'll move along, but that kind of is the centre of our education courses, and we deliver education courses. So if there's any professionals here or any parents who are interested in accessing that education, then just get in touch. So I'll move along again. Thank you, Graham. This is our branch network, and I'll leave this up for about 20 seconds so that you can, while I'm speaking, just to take note. But if you miss it and you want to get information, then just contact me at the end. But these are our 13 branches across Scotland. We've got a bit of a gap in the west of Scotland, and we're working on that. But what these branches essentially do is provide opportunities and work with partners at a local level to get opportunities for people to participate in sport. And currently at the moment they're offering 466 opportunities across Scotland to participate in physical activity and sport. They are volunteer driven, many of them. I think only half have a paid officer post, and it's a committee of volunteers that are driving inclusion and opportunities at a local level, working with many partners. And the next slide, thanks, Graham, will tell us about our regional network. So these are people who thankfully we have investment from Sports Scotland, the National Agency for Sport, and these are the regional net. This is the regional network I was speaking about, and we do have full coverage across Scotland. So in the Highlands it would be Kirsty that you would contact, and in Central it would be Louise. In the West we have Lynne and Andrew, and in Aberdeenshire we have Alison, and some of you may already know these people. In the Tayside we've got Graham. Fife is Disability Sport Fife, our guru in Disability Sport, Richard Brickley, and also Neil Herbert in the east of Scotland. So if these are any people want to get in touch, then just give us a shout and we can connect you up there. And what these people will do is they work with local partners and clubs to support and provide bespoke support for individuals to engage in activity. So if we move along to the next slide, I'll be able to tell you what we've got on offer, or what collectively Scottish Sport has to offer. So as I said, we work with 37 sports. They're not all there, but essentially the message here is if you want to try any physical activity or try any sport, then the regional managers will support you. They'll come in, well, probably not come and meet you at the moment, but we can pick up the phone, have a conversation, or have a virtual conversation with the digital technology that we have available. Find out what it is you want to do, and then try and support you to do that by working with the clubs or sessions that are on offer. So as you can see, lots available. Next slide, please, Graham. Thank you. And then here's just some more opportunities that we offer. So as well as education and training, some people want to be competitive. We know that. So there is a calendar of national events. As I've already mentioned, the bespoke support that we can provide. We have national engagement days, and for school-aged children, parasport festivals aimed particularly at individuals with physical activity and visual impairment. We've got a virtual one actually on Saturday, and we're starting off with dance, football, and I think athletics, and then a quiz at the end. So these are all great opportunities for young people to connect with other people that they may not even have. They may be the only one in their school, or they may be the only adult within their organisation or workplace, and they want to meet other people. So these are great opportunities, and I've already mentioned the branch sessions and education and training. So we'll move along, and if you can move to the next slide, please. It's just, this is the last slide, just saying we work with everybody. We work with local authorities and trusts, governing bodies of sport, education in terms of schools, but also colleges and universities, disability organisations such as Cerebral Palsy Scotland, National Institute for the Blind, etc., so on. And we also sit around the table in terms of health and social care in some places locally, but also policymakers, disability sport working groups within the government. So we try to influence across all areas of society. And it's really, the bottom line is making it happen at a local level for people to take part and get the benefits of physical activity and sport. And if we can move to the next slide, please, Graham, it's just to say thank you. That was a bit of a whistle-stop tour. That's my name, Lynne Glen, that's my email address, and that's my telephone number. And we'd be delighted to hear from anybody who wants to get involved in physical activity and sport, anybody who wants to access education and training, or just really get to know what's out there in your region for you, and then you can decide by yourself. But please don't hesitate to get in contact, and we'd be delighted to help anyone get involved. So thank you very much.